Okay, welcome to a new video. In this video, I'll explain you what the variables are in Java. Now, variables are very similar, if not the same, in different programming languages, but I'll just be using Java to showcase them. Now, what is a variable? So there's like a functional explanation to a variable, so you can like understand in your mind what it is, and then there's a technical explanation, like what actually happens behind the scenes. Uh, I'll explain both in this video, but if you're new to programming, I would recommend you to just try to understand the functional implication first. So in Java, we have a thing that's called a data type, and there's different data types. So there's, for example, a string, uh, 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 there's string, and there's int, and there's double. Uh, there's different types. Now, what are these types? The fact that string is a capital S, that means it's an object, and these are lowercase means they're primitive types. Y string is an object. I'm not going to get into that now. That's not very relevant for this video. So string is the data type for text. So a string is always in two quotations in Java. So if you want hello world, now you have the text hello world in the variable test. Now, like I said, int is a different data type than string. Int is not for text, int is for integer. So this is whole numbers. So if I do hello world here, my IDE will tell me that it's an error, as you can see by the red, well, what's it called? Like the red circle below, or not circle. I mean, I don't know how to call this, but whatever. It will tells me required type is int, and I provided a string, right? Makes sense. So if I put in, for example, the integer 1, it will tell me that's fine. If I put in 1.1, that's not fine. 1.1 is not an integer, right? That's a double. That's what I have here. So 1.1 can go here. 1.0 can go here. Or just 1, not 1.0. Anyways, now you're probably wondering, why is this test? Why is this test 2? Why is this test 3? So how you should view this is like a box. I just made a box. So let's call this box to actually see what I mean. I'll actually grab paint to show you a little bit easier here. I made a box and I named the box box. Now let's call this box storage box. Okay. So we have a box here, which is called storage box. And inside this box, I put the value hello world. Now, this box here has a type, and the type is a string, which means the only thing that can go inside this box is hello world, right? Or another string, right? As long as it's a string, so 1, 2, 3 inside quotations is a string, not an integer. Just know this. But that's basically what this is. When you define a variable, so storage box 2 of type integer, I just basically make this right? Storage box 2, and there's no value inside. So this one has this value inside, the string hello world, and this one has nothing inside. Now that's what that is. Now, when I reference my original, so I'll remove these two for clarity. When I reference my original storage box variable here, and I do this, and let's just put this hello world, right? To not confuse anyone. So this is hello world still. When I put this to hello city instead of hello world, then this doesn't get changed, okay? This gets removed, and a new one gets added, which is called Hello City. Okay. So that's basically what this is. How I would reference this in my head is I have a box and I call this box whatever the fuck I want. Now, call this a descriptive name, okay? So if I'm gonna have a string which is gonna have the name of my hotel in it, call this variable hotel name, and then the name of my hotel is Highway Hotel 30206, right? Then this makes sense, right? And if I have a double, which is going to describe pi, it's going to be, I don't remember what pi is. Is it 4.13 or something? Don't quote me on this, or 3.14, right? I don't remember. So yeah, give them descriptive names. But see, it's like, this is a box, right? So if I run my program now and I'm printing the value of hotel name, it will tell me, hey, inside my box, inside the box hotel name, inside the variable hotel name, there's the value Highway Hotel 206. So if I take my variable hotel name and I call it, it's Highway Hotel 201 now, you'll see that it's changed. It's not this anymore. There you go, it's 201. So I think it's pretty obvious. You define a box, right? This defines a box with nothing inside, and then when I put equals, then I actually put something inside the box. Now that was the functional explanation. If you have questions on this, please let me know in the comments. And for now, the functional explanation, right? So if you've had lessons on this, you probably know what a stack and a heap is. If you don't, feel free to look it up. I'll try to explain it a little bit. So primitive types are stored on the stack, and reference types are a pointer to the heap. Okay, so we're gonna have, I'll show you in 3 boxes. Box 1 is going to be your code, right? Box 2 is the stack, and box 3 is the heap, okay? Now forgive me for my paint, and forgive me for no video editing. I've never edited the video before, I don't know how to do it. Maybe I'll figure it out, maybe I won't, but I think for now it's good enough. If it's not, just let me know. I'll try to figure something out. So the code. When I define a variable, first of all, the data type, right? String in this case. Let's do hotel name again. And then I put equals highway hotel, right? What happens then? Let's not do string actually, because it's more complicated. Let's do a more straightforward example. Okay, let's do the integer. So integer a equals 10. Okay, so we have a variable called a, and the value inside is 10. When a primitive type like this, when you write this and you execute it, what happens is it gets added to the stack. So a equals 10 will be on the stack now. Now if I do this again, I'll do int b equals 20. It will be added on top of the stack, so a will be at the bottom and b equals 20 will be here, right? Now this is pretty obvious. Now what happens when there is a reference? Like I said, it will be a pointer to the heap. So let's do an array. If you know what an array is, it's like a collection of items. So if I do an int array, we define an array like this with 2 brackets, and then we call the array array. For now, we call the array. Maybe a little bit confusing. But this is very similar to like int b equals 20. Now it's int array. We call it array. Now we can also call this C. Okay, maybe that's more obvious because ABC. We'll just call the array C for now. And then we have an object, an array of integers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. what happens here, the C gets added to the stack, but the value will not be, because it's an object. It will be added to the heap. So we will have an array which looks like this. It has 5 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't really matter, so it's gonna be 1. I think you get the point. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And then what happens? Okay, I can't add the 5 to this, but you understand it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what happens is there's a pointer. So I don't know how to make an arrow here. Okay, so forgive my my beautiful drawing here, but C points from the stack to the heap to this object, right? So to actually write this in code, int array called C equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I've made this, okay? But what if I create a new variable, int array D, and I say it's C? What happens now is that I created a variable D which points to the same object, okay? I mean, I'm sorry for these arrows, it's really disgusting, but whatever, you get the point, right? C and D both point to this array, right? To this array. Which means if the content of this gets changed, they both get changed. Okay, so that's what you need to remember now. If I just do D equals new array, I create a new array like this. How do I do this again? New array. I don't remember how to do this. Is it this? I haven't programmed in Java in a while. Let me look this up. Initialize new array. In Java, if you don't know what to do, guys, just look up in Google. I googled this, initialize a new array in Java. There you go, and it's what? It should be this, right? Why doesn't this work? Oh, it needs to be new int array. Okay, so forgive me for the clumsiness here, but I haven't done this in a while. So, alright, it's actually a good example. Let's do it the same as this, right? So I had C. Remove this. C points to this. Then I said, hey, D is the same as C. And what happens then is that D points to the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However, now I say D is a new array with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what happens now is this here, a second one gets made, and D doesn't point to the original anymore. My paint is really disgusting. I know, I'm sorry. And it points towards this one now. Right? So I hope you see the difference. I don't think this was my best explanation ever. If there is more questions, please let me know. If you learned anything, if you didn't learn anything, let me know either way. All feedback is appreciated. And yeah, keep automating everything, and thank you for watching.